Hello my YouTube family, welcome back to Read Now Couture channel. On this channel I share sewing tutorial and any other kind of creative content, pattern drafting, sewing, any other thing that has to do with sewing, guys. This is what we do here. But specifically on this video I'm going to be doing a pattern drafting of a pant, and I'm as well going to be sewing that. So guys, if that is what you're interested in learning how to do, all you have to do is just stick around to the end of this video. If you're new to my channel, all you need to do is guys, is that simple. Just hit on that subscribe button that is looking at you below this video, and also you turn on your notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video, guys. Let's just jump straight into the tutorial. Welcome back to the tutorial, guys. So this is the pattern paper I'll be working with. I'll be cutting my pants with this, and the first thing you're going to do, like I told you, is just to get your starting point. That is the first thing to do basically. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark up my starting point. So I'm just going to choose between 1 and 22 because this is just the pattern. So I've already marked my starting point, and I'm also going to get my waistline, which is at 8, and I'm also going to get my crotch line. Because of the ½ inch you're going to sew from the waistline, you're going to be extending the crotch line and the waistline by ½ inch. So my crotch line is at 11.5 and my waist is at 8.5. That is your new line, and you're going to be marking that. Label. So once I was done with that, I'm just going to mark my waistline. So from my waistline, I just inserted my tape at the right measurement where I took. I'm just going to go ahead to mark my starting point. So I'm supposed to mark it from number 1, starting from 1, but because I'll be adding band to this, I'm just going to subtract 2 inches out of this. So my new line, or my starting line, is from 2 inches. So I'm just going to roll that. So this is what we're going to be marking. So just going to take your hip measurement. My hip is 40 divided by 4 will give me 10. I'm just going to go ahead and mark the 10. Once I was done doing that, I'm just going to add extra ½ inch to that. And to my crotch line, I'm going to get my waistline, add ½ inch, and also add extra 2 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and rule my lines. I just hope what I just said is clear to everybody. So when I'm ruling the lines, is from my actual 10 inches and ½ inches I added extra. So the 2 extra inches is just for us to give me a guide to get my cuff. So once I was done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and measure to make sure I have my 2 inches there. So from that my crotch line, I went up by 2 inches, and to this bent side 1 inches. So this is just going to help me get the cuff that I need for that. So this is basically what it is right now. So if you have your cuff, there's no point doing that. You just go ahead and make your cuff. So once I was done doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and measure out whatever thing I have on my crotch line and bring it down to the length of my pant. So this is what I'm doing basically, and marking the same thing at the length of my tie line. So once I was done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and go in by 1 inch on that side, and to the other side I'm going to come in by 3/4 of an inch. So to this crotch line, I'm going to roll that and to the other side I'm going to roll that as well and get to my crotch line. So once I was done with this, I'm just going to practically come to my waistline. On my waist point, my waist is 32 divided by 4 is just going to give me 8. I'll add my 8 plus 1 inch that and 1 inch seam allowance. So I've just completed my markings. The next thing I'm going to do now is just to connect that my waistline to my crotch line. So this is basically it, and once I was done doing that, I'm just going to cut out my front piece. Then for the back piece, I've gone ahead to place a new pattern paper on that, and what I'm practically doing is just placing my front pattern just to trace out for the back. Is going to help us get our back. So mind you, when placing that, ensure you have about 2 inches on this other side, and you can go ahead and take your measurements. So for my waistline, I'm going to divide my waist measurement by 20. That will give me 1.6. My waist measurement is 32. So my 1.6, I'm going to be marking that inwardly. So having marked that, and to the other side, I'm going to go exactly and mark that 1.6 I removed the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and rule that using my ruler just to connect the whole lines. Once I was done doing that, from that point I marked my 1.6 inwardly. I'm just going to place my tape there and repeat the same process, dividing my waistline by 20 and upwards. And I'm also going to connect that too. So this is what I have. From that 1.6 I marked upwards, I'm going to tilt my ruler and connect downwards to my main line. I hope this is clear. So having gotten that to my crotch line, I'm just going to come down by 1/2 inch and outwardly by 3 inches. I just hope you guys are seeing what I'm doing. I just have to shift my table so everybody will be seeing clearly. You come down by 1/2 inch and outwardly by 3 inches, and you're going to go ahead and roll that. So to the length of the pant, you're going to go in or come out by 1 inch. So you mark. Once you mark, you're going to connect that your 3 inches to the 1 inches on the length of your pants. So that is that. So the next thing I'm going to do once I was done marking that is to go ahead and complete other measurements. What am I doing right now? To the other side, I'm going to come in by 1 inch as well, and I'm going to connect. Ensure you connect first to your crotch line, and you can as well connect other measurements afterwards. What I'm doing is adding extra 1.5 inches to that measurement, and I'm also putting a dot there. So once I was done at that area point, I'm just coming to my crotch point to finish up what I have. I'm going to be connecting that mark I made there to this other 3 inches extension. Guys, freehand is not really the best and is not easier. Just make sure whatever mark you make there, just ensure you cut it very neatly. So you can see me struggling with my lines, and once I was cutting, I ensured I had to cut it perfectly to what I want. So this is this. So with that being said, and with everything done, I have my front and back pattern of my pant ready. I'm just going to go ahead and cut this on my fabric, adding extra 1 inches to every measurement. So I've gone ahead to cut out, and this is what I have for my pant. So what I'm going to be doing this is to cut out lining for this and attach the linings to the fabric, because I wouldn't want to be doing that. But before I do that, I'm just going to be showing you what I have to do. I just have to join the back piece together and cut, because this is the crotch line, and to the other front pattern I'm just going to join them together perfectly and also run a stitch using 1/2 inch, and I'll bring back to show you. So guys, this is what I have once I was done cutting out my linings. I have my linings and my fabrics. The next thing to do is just to hem it down using my hemming gum and my iron. I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to bring back for you to see what I have once I was done hemming it together with my fabric. So this is what I have once I was done ironing down with to my fabric, and I went ahead and ran a straight stitch using 1/2 inch on this part I'm showing you right here. You can press open and iron it flat if you're not going to be using an interlock. And I'm going to be bringing my front piece just to show you what it looks like. So I didn't do a big thing to this. I just went ahead and repeated the same process I used for the back piece. I went ahead and ran a straight stitch using 1/2 inch, and this is what we have. So if you're not going to be attaching pockets to your pants, you can go ahead and merge it just like I'm showing you using 1/2 inch all the way around. But because this project will be having a pocket, and I will have to be dividing this video into 2, guys. So in my next video, I'm just going to be showing you the completion of this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.